Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Glassman's world. So I just wanted to share with you the sky. We were sharing the sky earlier and sharing that weird line that was going through those clouds earlier and breaking through, right? It's kind of interesting that there's a break right through right here as well on these big clouds. But I just wanted to show you guys, like, there's a huge storm building up around the mountains, right? And there's clouds all the way around. You can see how poof they are, right? You see that? They're super. Look at this right here. In the front of the storm, look at how it's just kind of like hazy and it just like fades out. Like you can see all that beautiful dimension right here, right? Of all of the clouds. You can see the dimension, right? You can see the shadows. You can see the depth, but then everything underneath it, you see that? It's like that layer of cloud is just all hazy. And then the front of it right here, you see where it like breaks up. The front of it right here, it gets super hazy and then it just kind of dissipates out. It fizzles out. So I wanted to share with you guys pretty much how these chems work in the sky. They put aluminum, barium, strontium in the mixer, and they have other things that they found. But if you look at the tops, the peaks of all these clouds here, right, all the cloud formations, they all have a really nice structure on top, but everything underneath is all fizzled out. When these storms roll in, like, they come in strong, you know, they come in looking like this, you know, like they come in looking really strong. But this is the back end, and over the mountains is where they always regenerate. For some reason, above the Sandia Mountains here is where our clouds always reform and regenerate. But everything above us is all clear sky. From here all the way up and around, all clear sky. These are the tops of the clouds. We always have storms around us, but like I said, we always have this donut in the sky right here. We always got this donut in the sky, always. Because when the storm cells roll in, usually they spray heavily a day or two before. And that's the one thing, is I haven't seen them spraying today. So I'm wondering if they're going to try to let this storm drop a lot of rain, and if we're going to get more thunderstorms and things like that, because I haven't seen them spraying a lot today. As you can see, it's beautiful blue skies. You know, I mean, it's kind of hazy. In the camera it looks beautiful blue, but to me it's a light blue. It's kind of light and hazy. But you can see how the clouds are, you know, they're beautifully formed, and when they get to the mountains, they reform here. I don't know if it's because of the pressure. What's up, nerds? I don't know if it's because of the pressure system that pushes up here, while the air pressure above is also colliding, and that's why the clouds always form right above our mountains. You know, I'm not like the most scientific, but I pay attention to things. I've been watching the clouds in the sky for a long time. It's why some of my children were named after the moon, you know. But I just wanted to point out how when our storm cells come in, you know, you can see them far off in the distance. They're coming in, right? But as soon as they get closer into, like, you know, where the west side is, you can see way out there. Sorry, I'm like trying to zoom out as best as I can. There we go. So you can see way out there is the west side. And as soon as the clouds reach this area where the petroglyphs are, the volcanoes and all that out there, that's pretty much like where we're always seeing them spraying. When they're coming up with their airplanes, they're spraying, and they go above us, and they come through the whole sky, and then they stop spraying about right here, right? And when they come from this way, they start spraying about here, and they keep spraying and keep spraying, and then they stop spraying when they're out that way. So what they've been doing is they've just been laying this whole area up above us with all these chems, the aluminum, the barium, the strontium or strontium. You guys correct me, let me know. But what's up, nerds? That was funny. But I'm just trying to point out how they always, the clouds are always around us, and they always form. We always have these storms around us, but there's always a donut in the sky. Always. Like, that's one little straggler cloud all by itself. But other than that, like, this is the top edge of all these clouds that are right on the mountain right here. You know, that's all the top edge. And like I said, these are they're gonna evaporate. The aluminum heats up from the sun. Because aluminum's up in the sky, it heats up. It then evaporates the moisture from the clouds. It dissipates the clouds. So people are like, oh yeah, they're cloud seeding. Yeah, cloud seeding. It doesn't mean like, yeah, they're seeding chemical clouds, chemical plumes, right? And it's dissipating the clouds. It's moving, removing the moisture, the precipitation from these clouds here. All this is going to dissipate. Someone earlier, what was it, Chada, mentioned something about, are you looking forward to the storms all week? And I'm like, well, we'll see, because we'll see how much they spray. And like I said, they haven't been spraying today. We got these beautiful blue skies. Oh, is that one right there? Are we about to catch a sprayer? The first sprayer of the day. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. There he is. It's just a regular contrail, but it's longer than usual. So maybe he's laying down a line, a light one. That's the only one that I've noticed so far. But the storm is just now building in right now. And so maybe they're just now starting with their lane of lines. Maybe in just a moment we'll see a couple more planes fly overhead with their trails, and then they'll help to dissipate this even further. And then so this will just remove. Maybe we'll see it turn into an overcast sky, but it's not going to be these big old beautiful poops right here like the Simpsons clouds. Remember, we used to have beautiful Simpsons clouds here in Albuquerque. There's a reason why Georgia O'Keeffe and Ansel Adams are famous artists, because the New Mexico scenery is so beautiful. And we used to have beautiful Simpson clouds, and it used to be beautiful blue, always like this all the time. But once they started laying the lines in the sky, then all that started to go away. And like I said, this cloud right now, it's just simply dissipating. It's fizzling out right there. You can see it. It's just all fizzling out right there. That's the head, the front of the storm. But the back end is always like the strongest, and then it's just like it all just fizzles out. And maybe if it's a big enough storm cell, you might get like scattered showers here and there. That's about it. And with that being said, I'm gonna let you guys go, because I ain't got nothing more to say except it's a beautiful day, and they aren't really spraying yet, and we do have some beautiful clouds up here. And you can see how there's like even an angle right here coming up, which is really interesting. And then the rest of it's just like all clear skies, but like all right here, it's like all like a big old huge storm that's starting to form. And it looks like it's coming from the south, coming from that way. So maybe it's just rolling in, but then getting pushed. And then I showed you guys that weird line this morning, right? That was like cutting through from like the mountain and going. And it's like, it's interesting that there's a cut right here, even through this big cloud. It's still like there's an interesting cut going through. So we'll see if we get any storms today or not. But you guys just pay attention to how this works. I'll keep on pointing it out as best as I can. I've been watching the clouds and these trails. I've been posting about this on YouTube since at least 2012. So over a decade now, been trying to explain to you guys how it works. And that basically when I start seeing them spraying heavily, I know that a storm cell is coming in. It doesn't mean we're getting precipitation. We might get scattered showers here and there. But all of these clouds will then get moved over to the East Coast. And right now they're having severe heat. I don't know if you guys seen that 112, 120 heat index in some places in the country right now on the East Coast, guys. And we're sitting at what, 80? We're in the 80s right now, I believe. And they're over 100. We're supposed to be the desert, right? We're the high desert, a mile high here. You know, we're a mile high city right here and close to the sun. You know, the UV index is a lot hotter and higher here. And for some reason, East Coast, where it's super green and everything, is extremely hot. With heat comes storms. So you guys pay attention. There's going to be some severe storms on the East Coast with all this heat that's over there right now. And one other thing that I think was really weird, I went to go drive up to the tram. I don't know if you guys can see. There's the tramway. Let me see if I can show you the blue tower right there. It's like right there. There's a blue tower. And you probably can't see the cable, but it goes all the way up to another tower right there. And then it goes all the way up even further. And somewhere either over there or over there, one of those peaks, either that peak or that peak. And that's where the tram goes. And when I was driving up there, I just wanted to go and walk around in the bottom and the foothills over here. And for some reason, you have to pay to get access to the mountain at the tram. Did you guys know that? I didn't even ask how much the access was. It's like $35 to take a tram ride if you want to go up the tram. I don't know if it's a one-way ticket. That'd be funny. No, I'm sure it's there and back. 35 bucks, they leave you on the top, and then you're just, you gotta hike your way down if you don't got 35 bucks to get back down. Just kidding. So it's $35 for adults. Kids are cheaper. He didn't know what the price was. And I thought it was very interesting that I don't have access to the mountains and the canyons up here and over here. There's a bunch of housing over here and there's no access to the mountain. So you got to pay if you want to go play over there. All right, with that being said, enjoy this beautiful blue skies today. Oh, look at that. Interesting. Little donut hole in the sky. I see you. It's like a turtle. Look at that. There's a turtle right there. Can't make this stuff up, guys. There's a hole in the clouds, or that's a dark cloud peeking through the rest. I don't know. What do you guys think that is? I think we're seeing through the cloud, right? But how would that work? That doesn't make sense. I think it's a cloud in front of the cloud. I think that's a shadow of a cloud. That's cool. All right. Laters, nerds. I'm out.